Today's Wednesday, August 8th, and welcome to the Music Business Blitz. The coolest grandpa's in the room. An update. So apparently the story that we talked about yesterday, the story of the two gentlemen who planned an escape from their retirement home to see a heavy metal festival in Germany, well, unfortunately that story is not 100% accurate. According to the police, these two men had left a home for people with mental issues to travel to the metal festival, so they were still going to the same place. But apparently, festival goers called police Friday because of two, quote, helpless, disoriented, and intoxicated men waiting for a bus home at 3 a.m. The police then brought them to a first aid station and then that morning sent them home in a taxi arranged by the care home about 20 miles away. And regardless of what you think of the story at this point, I personally think these two dudes are still super metal. Sound better. Nope, that is not a dig on your music by any means. What I'm talking about here is a website called Sound Better. Now, I wasn't familiar with this website, but did some research on it, and it is a pretty slick marketplace that houses singers, producers, mix engineers, mastering engineers, top liners, lyrical writers, essentially every skill set you would need to take your song from the demo phase to the distribution phase. Now, the process to get quotes on this particular site is that you put your project up, you describe it, you post it, and then professionals come back with certain quotes on what you want. Now, they do offer more things than I just generalized that you can check out at soundbetter.com, but the latest news that I've been leading up to is that the company recently announced that it has delivered over $10 million to artists and producers on the platform. And apparently, that amount of money has been over the past 18 months, right? Most of that has come over the past 18 months, according to SoundBetter's founder and CEO. And that's pretty crazy because it's getting some super duper hype right now. But something to consider here is that if they're making that much money, they definitely probably have some talent on that side. So if you're looking to take your demo to a professional stage at this point in the game, I suggest go check it out. Won't hurt. Apple Music is creeping on your friends. Apologize that I laughed during that segment introduction, but it's pretty interesting stuff we got going on over here at Music Business Blitz. Well, apparently 9 to 5 Mac recently reported that The Fruit is rolling out a new playlist called The Friends Mix, which updates every Monday. As you probably have already guessed at this point, the playlist will contain songs that your Apple Music friends have been listening to, specifically 25 songs. The mix is appearing for some users across Apple's platform and does not seem to be tied to iOS 12 or any other beta software releases. Users can find this new Friends Mix in their For You section by navigating there themselves or by asking Siri, quote, play my Friends Mix. Now, do you recall the Music Watch report we talked about yesterday? If you do you recall the specific stat that I pointed out, which was, quote, 30% of the surveyed population in that study discovered an artist or song from a friend on social media? Yep. Apparently, Apple, they got the memo a while back and are trying to reduce the number of steps it takes for your friends to share music with you. No more will they have to text you or email you or chat you anything. You can just go in and see that stuff directly. And honestly, think about this. If you're an artist, right? This is even cooler because if you can get 100 of your acquaintances to stream your song or add your song to one of their personalized playlists, then in theory, if they listen to it enough, it's going to get added on to their friends' playlist and so on and so forth. Eventually, getting you on enough personalized playlists to get you onto the platform's specific curated playlist, which then jumps your significant royalties and gets you a lot more attention. So, time to think outside of the box here, guys. Is Instagram's plan working? With the recent rollout of new features on Instagram, it surely has piqued the eyes of veteran Snapchat users, right? Stickers, filters, Instagram stories, just to name a few. These were all pretty clearly constructed in the vein of Snapchat and act very similar, which I would guess in the attempts of luring users away from the Ghost to the gram. Now you couple that with a new redesign rollout from the Ghost earlier this year that angered a lot of folks, and although the company has addressed some of these redesign concerns, they perhaps cut too deep at the wrong time. So it's probably not a surprise that Snapchat is losing users. Now, it is not at an alarming rate, but it is worth noting that the app had 188 million daily active users during the 3-month period that ended in June. And that user base is now down 2% from the 191 million daily active users that it had at the end of the first quarter. But apparently, active users and revenue do not go hand in hand, as the Ghost increased its revenue by 44% to $262 million during the quarter. Now, analysts, they were expecting the company to lose 17 cents per share and bring in a revenue of $250.4 million, so it's easy to see that Snapchat outperformed what the analysts were expecting. So in addition to this, a company called eMarketer, it's a research market company, indicated that Snapchat has a higher user base from the ages 12 to 24 than Instagram. And that probably is true. I 100% believe that. But think about it like this. That particular age range, they tend to have a shorter attention span and really enjoy new tech. So there's that. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. Catch back up with you tomorrow.